Hello, my friends. This week is the second week of Advent. Advent, as we have been talking about lately, is a season of waiting, of hopeful waiting for the birth of Jesus. So today we're going to talk a little bit about birth stories, stories of babies and of other things like love and joy coming into being, coming into the world. So we'll start by, I'll share a telling of the birth story of Jesus, so the Christmas story, and then I'll ask you to think a little bit about birth stories in general, and maybe even your own. So here is the story. Nearly 2,000 years ago, Jesus was born in Palestine, far across the sea. Many wonder stories have been told about his birthday, and this is one of them. Mary, the young Jewish woman who became Jesus' mother, was sitting one day. She sat in her garden dreaming of a time she would become a mother. She felt a deep sense of call to motherhood. And then she thought that she saw someone, something unlike anything she had ever seen before. It was an angel. The angel had flown down like something with wings into her garden. A light beamed from the angel's face, and the angel's garments, their clothes, shone with beautiful colors of the rainbow. "Happy woman," said the angel. "Mary," he said, "you shall soon have a child. He shall be a boy. You shall call him Jesus. He will be a king, and his kingdom shall never be destroyed." These soft words were said to Mary, and then the shining angel disappeared. And Mary was left alone, really freaked out and scared, wondering what had just happened. So months went by, many months went by, and the baby inside Mary, it's true, she was having a baby, was resting and growing bigger and bigger. And when the baby inside her was almost fully grown, but not quite, an order came from the government, the people in charge, saying that Mary and her husband, Joseph, needed to go to the town of Bethlehem to take care of their taxes. This was a journey, a long journey of 3 or 4 days on foot. Most of the time, Mary could ride the donkey. But Joseph would still have to walk that whole way. So at last, the journey was almost over. They were nearing the town of Bethlehem. They climbed up the hill. They could see the town. And so they started looking for a quiet room where they could sleep. Mary was very pregnant, almost ready to give birth. They went to the inn that they first saw in Bethlehem, and they knocked and they asked for a room. But the inn was full, and the innkeeper said, "I'm sorry, there's no room for you." So they looked around more. Everywhere was full, and even the courtyard was jam-packed full of people. Where were they supposed to go? They explored every nook and cranny in the town of Bethlehem. But Mary was exhausted, and she needed to lie down. At last, Joseph found a small place. It was really more like half a room, built against a hillside and open to the road. There were cows in it, and It wasn't great, but they decided to make do. So Mary lit a few oil lamps, and they started to hunker down for the night. They started to get ready for bed. Alongside them lay cows, peacefully chewing their cud. Outside, high in the dark sky, thousands of bright stars beamed down upon them. But eventually, Mary woke up. The time had come for her baby to be born. Joseph arose and busied himself helping her to get comfortable as she could. Joseph was thinking fast. Where was he going to put the new baby once it was born? He looked at the cows' mangers on the floor near Mary's bed. This will have to be the crib. He smoothed the hay that was still left in the manger, and he spread a soft sheepskin for a blanket. And before long, the baby was born, and Joseph and Mary and the baby went to sleep in the manger. That very same night, there was farther away, there were shepherds out tending to their flocks of sheep. And they were startled. But it wasn't a wolf or a bear or an animal that startled them. It was an angel, just like the angel that had visited Mary. The angel said to them, "Be not afraid, for I have come to bring you good news that will make all the people of the world glad. A child has been born in Bethlehem. And this child is going to be that great person you've all been waiting and hoping for, that will free your nation and bring all people peace." The sky began to light up as the angel spoke. "Glory to God in the highest," the angel said, "and on earth peace and goodwill to all people." As soon as the song was ended, the angel left. The shepherds were sitting there, looking at each other. What had just happened? But they decided, we might as well go and see for ourselves. So they started to walk with their flock toward Bethlehem. So when they got there, they found a manger. They found cows and dirt and straw and the baby. They had seen this wondrous child. And once they saw this wondrous child and they realized how special he really was, they returned home. In a country far off, so another distant land, 3 wise men were sitting together on the roof of one of their houses. They had been studying the skies every night for many years together. The stars to them were sort of like old friends. They knew it like they knew the back of their hand. It was important because they believed that God had put the stars in place for a reason. And so it was important for them to know and understand where all of them were and how they looked. And so as they were sitting there, they saw this night a star, a very bright star that they had never seen before. "What does this star mean?" one of them asked. "Something important has just happened," one of them said. "What can it be? What has happened?" "I know," one of them said. "I know. A child has been born who is going to be very great." "Who can the child be?" one of them asked. "Where was he born?" So they followed the star, just as the shepherds had followed the star. It was not a short or easy journey, but every night they saw the star and they followed it with persistence. Finally, they reached the town of Bethlehem, and it seemed as if the star had stopped moving. It was hanging over a manger. So they went there, and they saw the baby, Jesus, lying in his mother's arms. They fell on their knees before the baby, and they said, "Thank you, God. He is perfect." They brought him gifts. They brought him incense to be burned and to smell and to purify. And Mary and Joseph, the mom and dad of Jesus, of the baby, were so surprised. "How did you know to come here?" they said. And they couldn't really answer. Their answer was, there was a star in the sky, and here we are. And so Mary and Joseph embraced that as a mystery. And it continues to be a mystery today. Many of those who lived the time that this all happened have since been forgotten. But we haven't forgotten this story. In fact, we tell it again and again and again, and different people have different ways of telling it, and different details and different tellings of this story. And it's curious, what about this story of the birth of a baby resonates or feels important to us? You'll have to think about that. I'll think about it too. One of the questions I wanted to ask you today is if you know your own birth or adoption story. Have you ever heard your grown-ups or your guardians tell the story of when you came into your family? And if you're a parent, maybe when's the last time you thought about your own experience of bringing your child into your family, whether by birth or by adoption? Yeah. One of the reasons we like to talk about birth and adoption and bringing life, new life into our families is that there's some part about it that's mysterious. It can be hard and messy, and it can be painful. And yet, there's something holy in the inviting of love and of new life into our lives. So let us sit in that mystery this week together and think about, or see if you can remember, and maybe you ask your grown-ups, or maybe you ask your children or your family members to share some time to tell those birth stories or adoption stories together. And see what feels important to you, see what brings a sense of love into your heart. So that's our invitation for the week. And it's so good to be with you this morning. I'm so grateful for the ways in which we are a community, even when we can't be together. And so I send these blessings from my office, not from the church this week because of COVID. But I feel just as connected to you and loving of you as always, even from afar. So know that all of us at the church are thinking of you this week and hope you are well. And don't hesitate to reach out. We are here for you. Take care, everybody.